Let me just hold on. Let me just share my Discord. Okay, we're live. Uh,
Yo, let's go. Hi, YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
Hi,
Anywho,
YouTube.
let me give you the link so you can also watch us live on the
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah. Yeah, I just hear my voice echoing in the background.
Hold
No,
on, let me. Here's the link.
I'd rather
All right.
not hear him.
So that's us talking about us. Um,
Why did you use that image for your thumbnail till this day?
that's it's just a general image that I use. I use images of women, of pretty girls. It's
I
good.
have to say,
Nothing.
Mr. Flynn, I was a bit sad before you came here, but now I feel better.
Well, my job is done then.
Yeah,
uh, anyway, okay. So if something is a scientific claim, then it's verifiable. If it's not scientific,
I I just
go-
disagree with the claim that something has to be scientific for it to have meaning. And like, I just don't understand how your conclusion veganism is devoid of any meaning or veganism is utter nonsense. I don't understand how it not being a scientific theory has anything to do with that. Like, I don't understand the connection here. I don't know.
um, one second. Let me just respond to people on the stream. Hi, Carrie. Carrie is a great.
Yo, Carrie, what's good?
Oh, you know Carrie?
Carrie.
Carrie doesn't come
No,
to
I do not.
Discord. Yeah, you don't know him. He's very old.
Join our inhabited exclusion zone. Come join us.
Wait, I can barely hear you. What did you say?
I told him to come join this Discord server.
He's very old. He probably doesn't know what a Discord server is.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so look, if something is a scientific claim, then it's falsifiable or verifiable.
Okay, let me put it like this. People are vegan for like two reasons. One, the main one, is that animals don't die and don't suffer.
mhm.
That's the first one. And the second one is it's healthy for you as well. Those are the two claims there. Now,
Yeah.
what about that is not scientific?
Okay, did you just make an observable statement about the universe?
No,
Yes.
it doesn't need to be about the universe. So that's the thing. It's just it's about animals and health. You
Okay,
know,
animal,
it
fine.
doesn't need to be about the universe.
Well, I mean, animals and health are verifiable, observables, right?
Yeah.
Health
I feel
is
like
observable.
we could observe animals suffering. Like, that's true. The animals suffer. No one wants to be eaten.
One second. We can observe animals and we can observe suffering. We probably should define suffering, but for now, let's just assume that there is a method by which we can measure scientifically suffering. Let's just assume that.
Yeah, sure.
So what so rephrase whatever you want to say, rephrase it uh, as a scientific claim that we can verify. So what do you want to say?
I don't know. I really don't really know much about veganism to really be making claims, but
Animals suffer because we eat animals.
Okay,
yes,
so
And you said we can measure suffering, right?
okay, that's fine, that's
In
fine.
this hypothetical.
Okay, so you're saying that I mean, let's say humans eating animals makes the animals suffer. That's your claim?
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand that if we would be eating them while they're alive, like a bear. A bear
but you think like
eats.
killing isn't suffering? Like, you think they're like happy while we kill them? Like, sure, like while we're eating them, they're not suffering because they're dead.
Right. So we would need to rephrase your scientific claim.
No, but
So,
you understand what he's saying though. Why would
yeah,
you need
yeah,
to?
yeah,
Lobsters get boiled alive.
There we
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
I understand. I understand. No, I'm with you. So, wh- so I agree with you that it is a scientific claim that lobsters get boiled alive. Okay, but
Yeah.
so okay, well, I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
So, but now, do you want to make so what? So so what?
Veganism would make it so we do not boil lobsters alive.
That might be true. So what?
Might be so then lobsters would not be boiled alive and then they wouldn't have to suffer.
Yeah, I agree. So what?
So that's like one of the main points about veganism is that they care about the animals that are being boiled alive and like being killed in these horrific ways, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
That's like the main point because people care about animals.
Hmm.
That's
Okay.
like that's most of what it is towards
But
veganism.
that's true for everyone in the universe. Everyone cares for animals. We all care for each other. But if I don't eat a lobster, then I suffer. So it's my suffering. So everyone suffers. You cannot have a universe without
There's
suffering.
a difference between being boiled alive that the lobster has and you not eating like lobster. Like you can still survive and be happy without the lobster, but the lobster cannot be happy while being boiled alive.
Right.
Um,
Like you do realize the severity is like very different.
Like your suffering is like nothing compared to being boiled alive. I'm gonna make that clear.
Look, so uh, if I were to replace, let's change places between me and the lobster. So the
Okay.
question is, if I were a lobster, what
Okay.
would I prefer? So
Not being boiled alive,
no, but
right?
what's the alternative?
The alternative is that you would not be captured at all to be like eaten later. So then you would be like living your life in the ocean.
Right.
No,
Is
that's
your argument going to be like, oh, they die anyway, so it doesn't matter if I eat them? Like, obviously, this person is making like a choice not to. Like, you could choose to eat you could choose to eat a lobster, but if someone is like, hey, maybe I don't want to participate in that, I don't understand how that's utter nonsense. No one's forcing you to be vegan.
um. So okay, so the lobster. Let's say the lobster has two choices. Either it's going to be boiled alive, or it's going to die some other miserable death, as nature has its way. All death in nature is
Do
very,
you,
very. Go ahead.
Mr. V, how's
Oh,
it
Hey,
yeah.
Dom.
going? We're
Pretty good.
debating Mr. Slave on veganism right now.
Yeah.
Damn, fuck them plants, little nigga. Let's eat all them plants right now.
We're on YouTube.
He's streaming.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
I
streaming.
bet. Let me look at that.
Anyway,
We
I am streaming. I is streaming. Yeah.
Well,
W.
not Andy's stream. Andy's playing the game. Like you have to look at the general, not the general chat, the chat for this call for his stream.
I'm what?
So Andy, Andy, can you explain it? I'm kind of like brain dead.
Oh, veganism is utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh
that.
shit.
You
Oh
found it.
wait, homeboy. Oh, I can't
You're
say
li-
cuss word.
Yeah. You can. Go for it.
No,
No,
it's better not to.
no. Yeah, I gotta be good for real.
Anyways, lobster, right? They have the Alright, he's
Oh,
gone.
he left.
I
The slave is still here. Oh, welcome back.
Wait, I was
What was
gone?
that? What just happened?
No, you're here, Mr.
I-
Slave.
Okay.
It's he just left.
Look, the lobster can choose. Let's say I'm the lobster, and I can choose whether to die in the hands of a human being boiled alive. But it's a quick, It might be a little bit painful, but it's a quick death. I don't even know.
But like
That's not
crustaceans don't have
true.
as many crustaceans don't have as many nerve endings.
No, no,
So like
it's
they
okay.
don't get hurt the same way as us.
It's okay. I decided to change place with the lobster, so I'm going to be boiled alive by the lobster. I don't mind.
I can boil you apart and like crack your joints and stuff and like suck out your muscles.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Anyway,
W.
You guys are like flirting right now.
yeah, that's the we're flirting exactly. Okay, so right, so I'm the lobster, and I could choose whether to die in the hands of humans being boiled alive, which I would suggest. It's my choice. So it sounds like a quick and kind of painless death relative to the alternatives. The alternatives are being, you know,
Shot.
no, are much
Oh,
more gruesome. A lobster in the ocean has a, all animals in general in nature die very gruesome deaths. Very painful, very gruesome, very scary. Like just like so at the end of the day, if I had to choose, I would definitely definitely choose to die in the hands of humans. Definitely, without a doubt.
But that's like
Okay, but
subjective, don't you think?
for one, I don't believe that you would do that because that's
Oh,
just not only are you being boiled alive, but then you're also captured and like you don't get freedom for like many many weeks on it. I don't know how long it takes, but like many days on end. You wouldn't
that's
have your
fine.
freedom,
That's fine.
and then also animals do not choose to die by the hands of humans. We are forcing them into that, and most of them, if they had the option, I mean, they wouldn't understand. But none of them choose,
Yeah.
and I don't believe that being boiled alive is a relatively quick and death that isn't that bad. I think it's
Okay,
an awful thing.
okay. Wait, hold on. So let's go back to the beginning. So you suggested that if humans would stop boiling lobsters alive, then I think your suggestion was, well, then lobsters wouldn't die or something. Then lobsters,
No, I don't. They
let me
would. It was
no, let me try and explain to you how I understand your suggestion. So in your view, if humans wouldn't boil lobsters alive, then it would be preferable for the lobsters. So in order to test this scientific claim, that's a scientific claim. You're making a scientific prediction about the universe. So I
not
would
about the
say,
universe.
what?
Not about the universe.
When I say universe, I just mean observable.
Okay, sure.
Hold on, I gotta move to another room. Making too much noise. Um, so um, so so the way I understand you, your position, I'm gonna phrase it scientifically. You're making a scientific prediction about the choice of a lobster. You're suggesting that the lobster has a preference to not be boiled by a human, and I would say that it's preferable for the lobster to, yes, be boiled alive by a human. That's
Okay, let me.
and
I still. I mean, at this point, we'll just agree to disagree. But let me bring up cows, for example, as like a better explanation.
no.
Cows.
Just before we can discuss. Sure, we can discuss it, but you made a scientific prediction,
Okay.
and I took the so I right, but it's really difficult, right? You would say, how would we test your scientific claim? How would we test it, right? If we cannot test it, then it's not scientific. Then we didn't say anything. We really need to be able to have like an educated discussion, a scientific discussion. Otherwise, it's like you said, we can agree to disagree, but agreeing to disagree doesn't mean anything because we're not disagreeing. You're saying 1 plus 1 is 7, and I'm saying 1 plus 1 is 19. Let's not agree to disagree. We're both saying nonsense. If we're not having a scientific discussion that is verifiable, then it's not a discussion. We're two monkeys growling at each other. So that it doesn't mean anything. We're not.
Lobsters try to get free from humans.
That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
How is that relevant to our discussion?
Most animals'
Because they
main
don't-
goal is not to die unless it has an issue with its mental.
Yeah,
Sure, I agree with that.
Let's not bring up lobster mental health, okay? But yeah, lobsters try to get free from humans. They do not want to be captured. They want to live as long as possible, and
Sure,
humans are capturing them.
sure, but
That's-
that's not. That's. I agree with that, but you made a prediction. You made a verifiable prediction. So if we're not able to verify your prediction, if we cannot come up, if we cannot,
we can.
listen.
What
If
prediction
we
was that? I'm so confused.
1 second, if we cannot come up with an experiment to verify your prediction, then it's inconsequential. Then it's back to the drawing board. Then we have to restart the discussion. We haven't said anything.
No, but
Wrong.
we can prove that
Mathematics.
lobsters want to get away from humans, though. Like we can see that as a thing.
That's irrelevant.
Wait, I don't understand.
That's
Have you heard of
irrelevant.
like proofs
You
and
said-
theories in math?
No, you.
Math doesn't require experiments. We don't
No.
like figure out the basic laws of mathematics through experiments. We create axioms for systems, and then from those axioms, we prove theorems.
Hold on.
Easy. Good job.
Hold on. I
Lobster?
agree that it is observable that lobsters try to get away from humans, but that has nothing to do with your prediction. You made a prediction that, or I will rephrase. I'm trying to steelman your position. I'm trying to represent your position as strongly as I can, so that we can honestly, dissect it. So your prediction about the universe is that lobsters prefer to not die in the hands of humans, being boiled
No.
alive.
His prediction is that lobsters want to avoid suffering. Lobsters suffer. That's
Yes,
what he's saying. They
but
want to avoid suffering. Like,
I agree
forget
with
the
that.
boiling analogy.
No, but
Your claim that but I would prefer to be boiled over like a death in the wild. Like that's also not something we could scientifically observe. But
yes, I agree. That's not the contention. If we need to be able to analyze, to give the lobster a choice. Do you really want to live out your life and die a gruesome death in the ocean? Or do you want to be boiled
what does
alive,
that
which means it's
do
going to be.
with veganism. Veganism is that they don't want to be complacent in that suffering. Like whether or not that lobster dies in the wild has nothing to do with their personal choice not to participate in its stuff. Like
That's
continuing
not
the
a
suffering.
scientific. That's not a scientific claim about the
I'm just saying
universe.
your analogy doesn't really work.
I can barely
for
hear you. What? I'm pressing my headset into my ears, and I still can barely hear you.
I'm sorry, I cannot get any louder than
I
this.
know. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Okay. Look, what you're
I'm
saying.
saying lobsters don't want to die and suffer at the hands of humans, and we can see that by the fact that they want to get away from humans when
I
captured.
agree. But that
Yeah.
ignores, right? In order to analyze that, if that's true, I need to place myself as the lobster, and I need to decide, do I really want to get away from the humans?
Okay, see what I've done is I've taken something observable. I can see that lobsters want to get away, and you're
Yeah.
using the hypothetical if you were a lobster, and that's made up nonsense because you aren't a lobster and you can't know what a lobster's thinking.
If
I
we
do
cannot
not.
know what a lobster is thinking, then we don't have a discussion. We need,
No, I know a lobster wants to try and get away from humans. I know that.
but that's not a
Yeah.
choice.
What do you mean not a choice? It wants to get away.
Okay, so if I were to offer you here, let's just offer you right now a hypothetical. Either die a quick, I guarantee it's going to be a quick death, being boiled alive. What?
Being boiled alive.
Yes, I'm
quick
offering
terrible
you.
thing.
I'm offering you two alternatives. One alternative is you will die now quickly, relatively painlessly, relative to the alternative, but you will die quickly, being boiled alive. Very high temperature. We're gonna close the lid. You're gonna die like in very very short period. Like I would say probably, I don't know, 1 2 3 seconds, but very quickly your organs are going to shut down. You're not going to feel any pain. You're going to black out, and that's it. It's as quick as any death. and
Okay.
and the alternative is an unknown in nature, dying in nature, where, if you've seen how bears chew the animals they capture, they just, they chew them from the feet first, or from the gut first, or I mean, they just, they turn you slowly into a salad. You see them eating you, and that's bears. And if rats eat you, it's terrible. If crows eat you, that's terrible. They poke your eyes out.
I mean,
It's like in hunter gatherer society, you know that when you grow old, you're the young one day will whack you and kill you, and that's agreed, and that's what needs to happen. So we as
Mhm.
humans, when we have only two alternatives as hunter gatherers, for example, so you could be left behind because you cannot keep up, and then the wild animals are going to eat you, or you're going to get whacked the back of the head with a rock or with an axe, and die quickly. So in hunter gatherer societies, that is what people prefer. That's what I would prefer. That's what I would say anyone, any logical person prefers. Even though you could say, if I would face it, if the guy would come in front of me, like if when I'm old and dying and I cannot keep up with the tribe, so if they come in front of me, of course I would evade the axe. But I'd rather they come behind me and kill me, because the alternative is they're going to leave me behind and the wild animals are going to eat me. I don't want that. So when that's the alternative, then fine, then so be it. I mean, if I'm going to go one way or the other, I'd rather it be quick and painless as much as possible.
Okay, but that's not what lobsters think, though.
Why not?
Yeah.
Would you,
I mean, for one, you're talking about observable things. How are you going to observe that? I can observe that lobsters want to get away from humans, but you can't observe that lobsters. I don't
we
know what you're trying to prove, but you can't observe that.
So if we
Yeah.
cannot observe it, then it's not scientific. Then we need to retract
Yeah,
the
your
whole.
thing is not scientific, but I can observe that lobsters try to get away from humans. I can observe that. That means they don't want to get captured by humans. The thing I'm doing is observing, but the thing you're doing is
Okay,
like
but
hypothetical that you
no,
can't
no,
prove.
but let's go back to the beginning of how you right, how you made the claim. So restate the
Fine.
original claim, right? So we started by saying we had. Do you remember your original claim?
I mean,
That was
do you
that
want to
was
be?
your
Do you want to?
play.
Yeah, let's restart it because we killed it.
I'm.
So let's restart the
I'm.
discussion. The
I'm
discussion
saying lobsters do not want to be captured by humans and be suffering and die that way because and we can see that because they try and get away from humans when they are captured. I mean, I thought the entire being bored alive thing would have like settled it. Like no creature wants to be bored alive, but you wanted more than that. So
no
they want
creature.
to try and get away from humans, which means they don't want to be captured and eaten by humans.
Look, no creature wants to be captured. No creature wants to be killed. No creature wants to die. So that we know, that we agree on. That's observable. That's fine. So
Yeah.
the discussion started with veganism. So I'm claiming
Yeah.
veganism is not a scientific theory. So so can you prove to me veganism is a scientific theory? If it's not a scientific theory, then it's nothing. Then it's literally nothing. It's nonsense.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
Lobsters want to try and get away from humans when
No.
they're captured,
No,
meaning
say
they don't want to be
something.
captured. But
No.
veganism would
Yes.
make it so we wouldn't capture any lobsters.
That's true. Veganism.
Yeah. And then we can see that lobsters don't want to be captured, so they would prefer veganism.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Where am I wrong?
So you're making a prediction now about veganism, about a social phenomenon known as veganism. So you're making a prediction about it.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's a prediction about a social phenomenon.
Sure.
So that's your prediction. You want to make you're making a prediction about yourself. You're saying if I took over the world, that would be the consequence. We would no longer be boiling lobsters alive.
What? That was a turn.
That was what?
Turn.
Turn?
If everyone were vegan, hypothetically.
I don't know what that means because we didn't define veganism.
What?
We didn't
Do you not know what vegan? I feel like we already knew what veganism was about. You know.
No, I claim veganism is
No.
nonsense. So obviously, I'm not.
But you still like know what it's. You still know what it is, though.
I know it as a social phenomenon. I don't know it as a scientific claim.
Yeah. Veganism, from the way I understand it, is you do not eat or use any products that are used that animals are used in the making of it.
That's not true. That's definitely
How is it not true?
Because veganism allows to eat and use roadkill, for example. So roadkill is an animal. So
I don't think. Do vegans eat roadkill? I don't think anyone eats roadkill.
Yeah.
I didn't say eat. I just said allows. So you're allowed. According to veganism, it is vegan.
Well, like
Mm-hmm.
roadkill. I mean, intentionally use or let me throw that word in there. Be pedantic.
Roadkill, I'm assuming, is non-intentional.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's road murder.
Yeah, yeah, road murder. Yeah,
exactly. Road murder.
So yeah, to not intentionally use, meaning eat or use any products that had animals in the making of it.
That's not true.
Intentionally.
No. What do you mean? Intentionally use or intentionally kill?
Intentionally use, kill.
No.
All the
You can intentionally use roadkill, even according to Dr. Avi and Ask Yourself and Vegan Gains. They all agreed that these are allowed. Dr. Avi certainly agreed that roadkill is allowed from a vegan. Roadkill is vegan.
But they're not using the animal. What?
Yes, you are. You can make
They're not intentionally killing the animal.
that's also not true. So if an animal comes to kill you and you have to defend yourself and kill it, you can use the fur. That's vegan. The fur would be vegan. You can eat the meat. The meat would be vegan. So that's
I
also
feel
not
like
true.
I feel like people practice veganism differently. So like getting a definition like that everyone collectively agrees on is going to be hard. But
I
most like
know.
for generally most vegans don't do that. I
One
can
second.
guarantee you.
So my claim is that veganism is utter nonsense because it's not scientific. Another reason it's total nonsense is because I don't know what the definition is. Honestly, I honestly don't know what the definition is. But I think what I just said
Yeah.
about
I
roadkill,
mean, that also like exists in like scientific communities. Like consensus is not easy. No one has consensus, even in
yes,
like
I
objective
agree.
scientific places. So
I
I guess
agree. I
expecting
agree.
it from veganism, a social thing, is kind of stupid.
Kind of stupid. I mean, we're trying. Look, Mike. So you're agreeing with me, I guess, because my claim is that veganism is utter nonsense. I think you're saying veganism is stupid.
Yeah, would you say like I'm saying like consensus doesn't exist for a lot of things. Like veganism aside, like even what you believe in scientifically. Like there's loads of like scientists who disagree on loads of things. That's why we have peer review and things like that. Like
Yeah,
consensus is something that
yeah,
doesn't happen often.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So like whatever
actually.
Andy ends up saying about veganism, you're gonna be like, well, no, actually, vegans believe this. They can actually eat roadkill and like kill an animal out of self-defense and eat its flesh. Like that's like it just feels like no true Scotsman kind of thing.
I don't know
You
about the
know?
no true Scotsman, but I agree with everything you said. But
Mr. Slave, can I pose a point?
sure.
So I was vegan for a while because I'm really lactose intolerant and I also don't like the taste of a lot of meats. I have weird texture issues and I just didn't like eating a lot of like chicken. It was like slightly too like well done or I don't know. I just a lot of meats I just couldn't get my head around eating it. So I was just vegan for like multiple years. What do you think about this angle of veganism? Like just because I was lactose intolerant and I didn't like meat.
I don't think it falls anywhere close to the definition of veganism. Veganism is supposed to be an ethical something. Like it's about
Doesn't
ethics.
have to
I
be.
mean, not necessarily. I was vegan for non-ethical reasons. I just
Wasn't that just vegetarian though?
no,
Yeah.
I didn't eat dairy because I was lactose intolerant.
Did you
Oh
wear
right.
did you
But
wear
then like
leather?
What?
Did you wear leather?
I don't think so.
Wait, did you well, you weren't even aware. So
I
vegan
wasn't really thinking about it.
exactly. So that's not veganism is not just about eating meat, it's also not using fur, not using leather, not using animal products, not what about milk?
But do you have any problems with my close to veganism? I would say it's veganism.
Hmm.
I don't have a problem with people who just don't like meat. I personally don't like meat. I eat meat, but I don't like it more than I mean I don't like it, but it's okay. Meat is okay. Cheeseburger is
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Like a lot of vegans, they think that we, what they call non-vegans, that we love meat so much that that is why we hate vegans. And I don't like meat so much. I'd rather eat ice cream and pizza. Actually, pizza and ice cream with Coke, with a can of Coke. Pizza with a can of
you
Coke.
child.
What?
No, nothing.
Anyway, okay, starting over.
I think no matter any vegan you ask,
Mhm.
capturing and then killing a lobster would be against veganism. right? Bringing
would
it
ag-
back to that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, vegan
No
gains.
matter what definition you use.
Well, what if the lobster is microscopic?
What?
What if the
Those
lobster
are
is
my
microscopic?
Bring me a microscopic lobster.
Wait, when a
What?
lobster is born, I think it's
Got
microscopic,
the
isn't it?
penis.
What?
My cock is microscopic.
What?
I've looked up a lobster baby and they are not microscopic.
Okay. Anyway, vegan
They're very
gains.
small, but they're not microscopic.
Okay, vegan gains claims that you can eat mussels, like what scallops? I don't know, like tiny sea animals.
Okay.
No, I don't
Not
think
even
vegans
tiny.
can eat sea animals because they're animals.
No, vegan gains claims that it's okay to eat like clams and stuff. Like these animals, he says they don't have sentience. He decreed they don't have sentience, so you can eat them. They're
Okay, but
vegan.
then we go back to the entire thing where vegans don't always agree, like on a
Yeah,
general.
I would not agree with that, but I also don't
Yeah.
like scallops or any seafood really. I'm a really picky eater.
I'm
Yeah.
gay.
Me too. I am also.
I'm completely different. I'm not classified.
Guys, can I tell you about today? I tried lobster for the first time.
Mhm.
Like I just got back from dinner. It was my dad's birthday, so I went out to dinner with him. I
Okay,
tried
happy-
lobster for the first
Nice.
time. It was
Happy
not
birthday,
good.
Breasty.
Yeah, he's turning 57.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
I thought lobster was good. I just thought it was way overpriced for what you're getting.
I mean, I don't. I don't like a lot of seafood. I think crab and lobster taste similar, and I don't like crab, and I do not like lobster.
Yeah.
It was
Not bad
okay.
one.
I mean, I ate it, but I was not like, this is good. I was just like, I'm eating this because it's your birthday, and you ordered this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Slave. Mr. Slave, did you get your name from like South Park by any chance?
No.
Never,
No.
no, we've asked him this last time. No, he's
Yeah,
just
dude,
Wait.
Crazy,
he just
Crazy, you were here. You
No,
asked
no,
me.
the
I was
answer.
here.
No, the answer is
I was here.
the answer is not directly. I got the name, but
Okay.
not directly. It's a reference to South Park, Mr. Slave. But I'm not gay. I'm not that type of slave. A little different.
You're not gay.
No, I'm not gay.
You're not gay.
No, not gay.
You're not gay.
I'm gayish.
Okay.
Not gay.
Gayish.
what?
Okay.
What does
I
gayish mean?
support you. That's like cunty.
Gayish means I'm actually super straight. I'm super
Oh.
straight. I'm disgusted by anything gay. But since I'm into S&M, then
I don't know what that is.
I actually enjoy what I hate. So since I
SMN, S&M.
I love
Yeah.
S&M.
S&M, what
What?
does it stand for?
Sadism and masochism.
Exactly.
Of
Ah,
course I know that.
So like I enjoy pain. I enjoy receiving pain. So the greatest pain is to be forced to be a homosexual. It's like
that's why you want to be boiled alive as a lobster.
no.
Yeah, it's
No.
all coming together now.
Oh, my fantasy is to be eaten alive by a beautiful woman. That's one of my fantasies, yeah. To be cooked alive.
That's
yeah.
That's why you said if I were a lobster, I would want to die by human. That's why.
No, but
What if you
Yeah.
were a lobster and like a fat old man were eating you?
that's
you know?
terrible. That's like a nightmare.
Yeah. Would you want to live in the ocean instead of being captured by humans?
I'd
then?
rather die any other death than to know that an old fat guy.
Look at that! Look at that! No longer want to be captured, Mr. Slave.
Yeah,
huh?
you turned me vegan. That's it. I'm vegan.
Let's go.
Just not an old fat guy.
This is generally the funniest thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've reached basically a dead end. By the way, so I told Andrew or Andy from the Crucible. Do you know the Crucible? It's
No.
like a debate
No.
channel. So I asked them to invite vegan gains to debate me on this proposition. So this is a practice run.
Okay. Well,
Um,
you can have your muscles debate. I think that's a good point against vegan gains. I think that's a good point. Seems a little hypocritical of him. I don't
No,
know. I haven't seen vegan gains myself.
wait, you've never seen his channel?
I've
no.
heard of him, but I've like never watched him.
Oh my god, he's like a phenomenon. He's it's like he is
I'm
the
not.
he's like a grumpy. He's always upset at everyone and anyone. He's like he's a complete Looney Tunes. I mean, if you thought I'm a Looney Tune, Jesus.
You
He's
are.
he is the most Looney Tune on YouTube. Like he wins the award.
They're offering awards.
I'm offering awards. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go kill myself now.
What?
Whoa.
No, what the
Whoa.
fuck? Whoa.
No, that's how I always sign out of every stream.
Real.
That's
Okay, I
Yeah.
feel
awesome.
that.
That's so awesome. Kill myself. That's awesome.
Well,
Okay.
see you later, Mr. Slayer. Then
Yeah.
bye.
Thank you so much. It was a
Have fun
really
killing yourself.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It was a really
That's
good discussion.
awesome.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Bye bye.
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 All right. Okay, everyone. This was a very nice stream. I'm gonna go away now. Have a great rest of your night. Bye bye.